Woonsocket.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann time once again here on ON Radio on the last day of March. Wow, 3 months has gone by in this year. How about that? Flying by, huh? It's March
absolutely.
31st. Thanks for joining us here on the Coffee Ann program. I'm Joe Callahan, and around the Coffee Ann table, here's Linda Tebow. Hi, Linda.
Good morning.
Good morning. And Steve Healy's here. Hi, Steve.
Good morning.
And AJ Brissett could not be with us. Not feeling well this morning, so he's decided not to infect us all.
Well, that was
Thanks,
very
AJ.
kind. That's his words of wisdom today, I think.
Gotta love that. Yeah, don't infect other people. So there you go.
Maybe he could text his word of wisdom.
Well, he could do that.
Could do that.
I'll have to just send him a message. Text your words of wisdom, which also means he will not be on the Do You Remember program today either, because he won't be here. But anyway, we're going to move right along here with the Coffee Ann program. More is going to come your way, but we got to have our first segment sponsor message from the Carew Investment Group.
They say in business you don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, we must know a thing or two at the Carew Investment Group, because we've been in the business since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We look for opportunities that we expect to go up in value not every day, but over time. And we take our responsibilities seriously and always place our clients first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call Paul or Ed at 765-8880. Our office is located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island, and we'd love to meet you and see if we can help you with your investing journey. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
It is Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. Let's jump right into this things that are going on. Right, we got a story here out of the Black-Snow Valley Call-in-Times. It's just, I always like reading funny criminal stories that people do here in the city. It doesn't start out funny. It looks like a woman allegedly assaulting her mother because she wanted the keys to her car. This happened at like 1 a.m, too. All good things happen after midnight. And so there's, the daughter's allegedly pushing her mother around in order to get the car keys away. And she does. And the daughter gets the car keys away and drives away in the car. All right. But they caused a bit of a scene outside, so other people called 911. So here come the police.
Of course.
Down to Maple Street to find out what's going on. And as they're talking to the mom, who drives up but the daughter in the stolen car back to the scene of the crime. And when she gets out of the car, the cops can smell alcohol. Now she's driving drunk.
Oh, so still.
Now did she drive? Was she already drunk when she stole the car? Well, I guess it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm like, wow. So yeah, and visibly unsteady on her feet.
That adds to her resume.
Performed field sobriety test, failed, prompting the police to take her into custody. She later refused to take a chemical test. That's an additional charge in Rhode Island. And so, let's see, she'll be back in court at a later time. She was convicted of a felony assault in 2022. But she's no longer on probation for that, so I guess I don't know if that's just done.
Something else now.
Wow, little recidivism.
Mother knows.
Was it her mother that she assaulted
before? It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say. So it might be just the first time assaulting the mom. So yeah.
Well, her mother knew she shouldn't be driving.
Well, the mom knew, and she was charged with domestic assault and driving under the influence of liquor.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
no
why
word.
Plot thickens. That's why the mother was fighting and saying, "No, you can't take the car."
Maybe because she was already drunk.
Yeah.
Yep. The police say witnesses told the police that they saw the woman. Her name is Stephanie Lynn Lang, outside in a heated argument with her mother, who was behind the wheel of the black Acura. And she kind of dragged her out, or the the victim exited the vehicle. That's when she got pushed around and was able to grab the keys away from her. I don't have the age on the mom. So, if you're over 60 in Rhode Island, that's another charge. It doesn't say that, so maybe she's under 60, so that we don't have to. That's one charge she doesn't get. But, if you're, of course, when you're drunk, sometimes you just don't think as well as you should. But if you drive back to the scene of the crime,
that's even worse.
And you see the police are outside talking to your mother, why wouldn't you just keep driving?
Because she was drunk.
No, exactly.
I should go someplace else.
And exactly why they don't want you driving when you don't have good judgment.
Well, yeah. So, but okay. So that's what happened. You can read all about it in today's Blackstone Valley Call-in Times. But
and where did this happen?
This happened on Maple Street here in the city of Woonsocket.
Oh, Maple. Oh, yeah, Maple.
Yeah. So at 1 a.m. over the weekend. So, Saturday into Sunday morning, it looks like. So yeah. Fun, huh? All righty. And Rhode Island lawmakers are considering legislation. They say that we've got dangerous speeders in the state of Rhode Island. And they want to do something about it. And the measure would be with high-risk repeat offenders they'd be required, like Steve, if you're always, if you got 10 or more speeding tickets, let's say.
Yeah, because I can do that with the Subaru.
They want you to install an intelligent speed assistance device. I don't know what this is, but I know I've talked to Keith, who's at Inferno Audio, and he's one of the only places in northern Rhode Island where if you get caught for drunk driving, you're told to go there. You have to purchase the breathalyzer thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you have to blow into, and he installs them for a fee, by the way.
Of course.
But he installs them. And then when it's installed, then you have to blow into it before you can turn the key or before you're allowed to drive. And if you fail it,
you don't get
the car won't start.
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
That's what they want to put in here. Although I don't know what it would do, because once you start driving, that's when you're going to speed. So I don't know, unless it allows you not to go past 60 miles an hour,
right?
And that's it.
Yeah,
you can't go any faster.
There was a piece on TV about news about that, and they said it does not let you go over a certain speed.
Right.
Okay.
Like we used to have a U-Haul truck. If you rented one that has a governor on it, and it used to not let you go on the highway over 65.
Really? Okay. They can't go over the speed limit, or the state senator Matthew LaMontagne, I'm not sure where he's from, introduced the bill, says it's a public safety issue because speeding puts every driver, pedestrians, and families at risk. The proposal has been referred to the Senate Judiciary Committee, so it's still got a little way to go. So we'll see if that goes anywhere.
Like in Providence, we have traffic calmers.
Speed bumps.
Oh, speed bumps,
That's what they call them, traffic calmers. But you can't put this on the highway, I suppose.
No, you can't.
Because you'll forget where they are. You ever see a car get hung up on a speed bump?
No.
For going too slow? You got to go. You can't. If you go too slow, now you're stuck.
Right.
If the speed bump
that's a low riding
too
car.
high, yeah. Now I can't get off. So, but it can do some real damage if you go over those speed bumps too fast. So, got to be on the lookout for that. Down in Providence, we keep mentioning, sometimes it's just tougher and tougher to get a gun legally. Okay, one, they're kind of expensive, and you got to wait a while to get one. So people are moving on to other things. Isn't there Providence police arrested a suspect? They said assaulted another man using an axe.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. He was arrested in connection with an assault involving the axe. They were called to Smith Street around 5 p.m. yesterday, where they found the victim with what appeared to be, get this, Linda, a non-life-threatening injuries to the head.
With an axe.
But not
that's
life-threatening.
not life-threatening. That's quite life-threatening.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah,
It sounds like he's got scratches, maybe he need a stitch or two.
Yeah.
But geez, an axe to the head sounds like it would be quite life-threatening.
Very much so.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. The victim was taken to the hospital. Police arrested 28-year-old Javine Kwawe, who is now charged with felony assault and battery. They have not determined a motive for the assault. Could have been a robbery, but they haven't determined that. But they believe the two victims, the axe person and the assault victim, they know each other.
Of course they did.
So it's not just some random.
One of them
Yeah.
was drunk.
You think?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's possible.
Well, no, that's nobody solves arguments anymore except with.
Well, that is a way of solving it.
Well, no, but I mean, they need a weapon to solve arguments nowadays.
Well, if you just can't go up to someone and say, "Well, give me all your money,"
Yeah.
well, do you have a weapon? No. Well, then you don't get any.
Yeah, I see. Is that how it goes? Yeah, that's
From
how
every
it goes.
movie I've ever seen,
Yeah,
Linda.
they need a weapon.
They need a weapon, or
They
else
need a weapon.
nothing's going to
But
happen.
if they knew each other, it was probably some underlying issues.
Oh, sure. All right. Newport Creamery has been sold.
I saw that.
Wow.
So
The,
the awful will continue.
Moves on. Now, the Cranston-based company, the Jan Companies, who own every single Burger King you could ever think of, also own Newport Creamery. But they have decided to sell to a Cape Cod real estate developer, which sounds like he wants to flip it
Yeah.
and sell it to somebody else. I do not have the price of what these cost. They had at one time over 30 locations. And they had one here in Woonsocket. Remember when Newport Creamery was here in Woonsocket? No? Used to be on Diamond Hill Road.
Yes, it was.
They took over
Yes, it
for
was.
Cape Cod Ice Cream. Remember Cape Cod Ice Cream?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I don't know if they sold it. Newport
Yeah.
Creamery just came in
That's
and
right. Newport
took it over.
Creamery
But
was up there. That's right now.
and
Well, we
then-
better go
That's
get
where
our
Piet
awful
Jewelers
waffles pretty
used to
soon.
be.
where Piet Jewelers used
right,
to be.
right next door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and there was one in Cumberland. Where Almax used to be.
we sound so Rhode Island.
It is so Rhode Island. But
There's
it's
a lot of people don't know what Almax was.
All right. Well, Mendon Road, where the Ciabra Plaza is, where the Ciabra Market is.
Yes.
That's where the Almax used to be.
Yeah.
It used to be right next door.
Yeah.
And that's where the
Yeah.
Newport Creamery was there
Yeah.
in Cumberland. But now, here we are in 2026. We're down to 6.
Well, two
In Rhode
closed. The
Island.
one in Garden City closed, and there was
Yeah.
another one that closed because of rent issues, lease issues, things
Yeah.
like that.
Closest one to Woonsocket is in Smithfield. That is still running. It's on Route
Smith Village,
44.
44.
You can go down there.
Well, there's one on Smith Street in 44 in Providence.
Okay. And there's 2 in southeastern Massachusetts. I don't know where.
Yeah.
They are in Massachusetts. So there's only 8 that are still open. And so the awful lives on.
It lives on.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they were talking about that in the on, I forgot local news it was, but it made it sound like they were going to continue as Newport.
Oh, they weren't going to change
yeah.
anything?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like
Well,
to me.
investment firms say that sometimes.
Yeah.
Joanne Fabric,
Yeah, right.
Christmas tree shop.
Oh, yeah, that's
You
true.
know.
Yeah.
Christmas, all the Christmas tree shops became Ocean State job lots, didn't they?
Yeah.
Most of them did. Yeah.
Basically. So, well, it's the same size stores. They rushed right in and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
we can get this for a pretty good deal." So, so Newport Creamery has been sold, but they're going to carry on. I ever told you the story? I did take my daughter down to the Smithfield Newport Creamery. I said, "You got to have an awful," because she never had one.
Right.
I said, "Well, it's the closest one we can go to get one." So we went down there, and she said, "Well, what is it?" I said, "Well, it's a chocolate milkshake." So she was looking forward to that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
okay, and so we went down and she had one, and she said, "Okay, and did you like it?" "Yeah, it tasted very good." "Okay."
Not impressed.
Well, it was all right.
She was underwhelmed.
Do we need to come back and have another one?
Yeah, no.
Well, if we're in the area, I guess okay, but there's no need to make a special trip to come and get this. So,
You were thinking of the younger Joe. If someone took the, you've been like, this
that's
is the
because
best.
when I was younger, it was the best.
Right.
And this is
Well,
this
yeah.
this
Well,
is
because
awesome.
there was nothing else.
Because there was nothing else around.
Nothing else around.
That's right. And when she was younger, we took her to the friendly restaurants before they started closing.
Right.
So she had a friendly fribble, which
Yeah.
is the exact same thing.
Same thing,
Correct.
Yeah.
And so she goes, "It tastes like a fribble." I said, "It is."
But if you go to Bliss Brothers in Attleboro, it's called a Blizzard.
Is that what it's called? Okay.
The blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, now that there's no more friendlies. Well,
Yeah.
there are, but tough to find. Her friends have gravitated toward Dairy Queen, the chain, and
Yeah.
and likes what they serve and likes their Blizzard.
Yeah.
which is terrific, by the way.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you've ever had a
Yeah.
Dairy Queen Blizzard, yum,
Yes.
yum.
I think that's the Blizzard.
Yeah, it is.
At Bliss.
At Bliss?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you get a Bliss special in that.
Okay.
That'll take care of you. And then maybe
Well,
you go
Dairy
for a
Queen
flight of
doesn't.
ice cream.
Dairy Queen doesn't want to sue them, so
Yeah.
everything's until they say, "Hey, we're going to sue you." They're going to keep using the name, right?
Yeah.
I think so. All right, so we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program, but more is coming your way. We want you to please stick around. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. This portion of Coffee and has been sponsored by the Carew Investment Group.
They say in business you don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, we must know a thing or two at the Carew Investment Group because we've been in the business since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We look for opportunities that we expect to go up in value not every day, but over time. And we take our responsibilities seriously and always place our clients first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call Paul or Ed at 765-8880. Our office is located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island, and we'd love to meet you and see if we can help you with your investing journey. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Player alert! Get ready to cross off another sponsor square on game card number 1 of the Valley Breeze ON Radio Squares game. Cross off the sponsor square, Henry's Auto Repair. And after you mark off the Henry's Auto Repair square, if you've marked off 5 sponsored squares in a straight line, up, down, horizontally, or diagonally, phone ON Radio right away at 762-1240 to register your line and qualify for an invitation to be one of the 40 listeners who will play in our championship game Saturday, April 25th for the grand prize of your choice of $300 cash or $500 in Rhode Island lottery tickets. The sponsor square to mark off this time is Henry's Auto Repair.
This Easter, let Daisy & Company Floral Boutique bring the fresh joy of spring right to your table. Imagine vibrant tulips in sunny yellows and soft pinks, elegant white lilies symbolizing renewal, and beautiful hyacinths can all be arranged into breathtaking centerpieces, beautiful bouquets, or sweet Easter baskets. Visit Daisy & Company Floral Boutique, 1098 Diamond Hill Road, Woonsocket. Daisy & Company Floral Boutique, where every season begins with beauty. The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
WOON Woonsocket Radio, ON AM and FM.
Coffee and right here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Steve Healy. And I had to chuckle at one of Dave's news stories this morning, and it involves Helena Folks, as we know, who's running for governor.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the state of Rhode Island. She was on Channel 12 over the weekend, and she says she's not really running against Governor Dan McKee. This is a quote. But rather, she's running against deep voter cynicism that state government can ever work. Right now, she's ahead in the polls, but she says she considers herself the underdog. So just a quick mention to Helena Folks. You're running against Dan McKee.
Yeah.
That's who you're running against.
Yeah.
So best of luck there. Don't this deep voter cynicism. Okay, try to you got to beat the person.
Well, yeah.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
But, there's a lot of people who just don't bother to vote because
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
bother to vote.
Yeah. Well, when you were running, Linda, you were running against somebody, right? Or did you always run unopposed?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was always in a runoff. I always had to do a primary.
Oh,
yeah,
did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
People want the
and
seat,
we were
right?
running against the people.
You're running against the person.
Well,
Oh, okay.
I mean, gee whiz. It's a contest. No,
Yeah.
it's,
All right.
may the
Let's
best
see.
man win.
There you go. Not that this affects us, but Boston is facing a nearly $50 million budget deficit. So you think you had it bad in North Smithfield?
Wow.
Sometimes. Here in Woonsocket, yeah.
Wow.
$50 million.
That's
yeah. The city's CFO, Ashley Grafenberger, said on Monday that the deficit is being driven because of the snow removal and the police
right,
overtime
yeah.
and employee health insurance.
Yeah.
So Boston is now considering dipping into its reserve funds to help cover the gap. Grafenberger said the deficit is unrelated to ongoing budget challenges in the Boston public schools. The school district separately approved a budget that will cost 300 to 400 positions. That will cut, 300 to 400 positions. Wow. Well, that's a lot of teachers. Of course, it's administration stuff too. It's not all teachers, but wow. You never had to deal with a $50 million budget deficit, did you, Linda?
Whoa,
North Smith?
It's a lot of snow removal.
No, but the thing is, the snow removal, they're going to get reimbursed for some of that because
Is
it's
the
a
city of
state of
Boston?
emergency, sure.
Did they do a state of emergency in the city?
I think everybody did.
Oh, well, okay.
Didn't they do
We
that?
know Rhode Island did.
I know
Oh,
Rhode
Rhode
Island
Island did right away, and I thought Massachusetts...
No, because, like I was telling Dave, Maura Healey only declared a state of emergency in, I think it was 4 counties, of which one was mine. But it was everything from my county, Bristol County, down to the Cape. Mm-hmm. Those counties and Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. Boston was not part of it.
Oh, so they're okay.
Yeah.
And they are in trouble.
And Western Mass and
Yeah.
and the North Shore,
Yeah.
they weren't part of the
Wow.
emergencies.
She wasn't too swift.
I figured we'll take care of it ourselves. And now
Well, now- and
Mayor
now-
Wu must be going, oh,
Wow.
it's all on me.
Wow.
Right.
No, because, I'm sure that broke the budget.
Yeah.
There was so much snow.
All right. So, all right, up in, I bring this up, Linda, because it's it's kind of a health related thing. But a woman in Massachusetts has been convicted of killing her boyfriend, and you see these in movies every now and then. And she actually tried it, and I guess it worked. She put antifreeze in a drink.
Oh, my.
Wow. Judy Church has been found guilty of murdering Leroy Fowler in the first degree. So, yeah, this is planned.
Of course.
Back in 2022, the Salisbury, Massachusetts police responded to a call, found Fowler in poor condition and unable to stand. And after Fowler was taken to the hospital, doctors found antifreeze in his system, and he died 2 days later. She'll be sentenced on Thursday. Judy Church will be sentenced on Thursday. And it makes you wonder how much... first of all, they always tell you, if you spill antifreeze on the ground, keep your dogs,
Right.
dogs and cats away from
Away
it.
from it, absolutely.
Because it's going to kill them.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I guess maybe that's where she got the idea, and so it makes you wonder how much she used.
Wow.
What did she put it in?
I bet you they did a little computer search, and I'm sure she had a little help
Well,
from
you-
Google.
Well,
seen
maybe
it-
she had a little internet
And
search.
you know what, too? You see it on those, like, NCIS and the
Yeah.
FBI. You see those, those shows that...
Give
They
people
know
ideas.
they know what it'll do. Yeah.
And what I've heard from those shows is if you do put antifreeze in a drink, it will make the drink sweeter, which is why dogs and cats like it. They're told. So
right,
that's why you got to watch out because they
Yeah.
like it because
Yeah.
it tastes really good. But if you're drinking like coffee,
Yeah.
and don't put sugar in it, and all of a sudden your coffee is really sweet.
Wow.
But how much antifreeze does it take to kill a human?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, it probably
kinda
depends
thing.
on the size of the human, too.
Okay,
you
and
know?
how much you
Yeah,
ingested?
how
But
much you
I just
need,
wonder
yeah.
how much did she
Or
pour?
over time, too.
But I'm sure
In the drink.
To your point, I'm sure she could Google it and find out.
I'm sure that they.
I'm sure it's on there.
computer records
If they
too,
tell you
'cause
how to do
once you
it.
put it there, it's always there.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Check the that's the first thing that detectives do
any
is check
amount
the search engine.
Right.
But any amount is no good.
Well, yes.
Any
yeah.
amount is not healthy.
You don't want to drink any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, that's what happened, and
And I'm sure it says that on the label.
Yep. So she went to trial, and
Well,
she
and that
pleaded
is
not
murder in
guilty,
the first degree, absolutely.
and she was found
That
guilty.
was
so
her intention.
we'll see what kind of
Was that
sentence
her
she gets.
husband or her?
No, just boyfriend
Her
situation kind of thing.
Just can't break up, huh?
I
Go your
know,
separate ways.
Once again, no, exactly.
But I want the house or the apartment or whatever it is.
You go your
Yeah,
way.
well,
I'll go
you
my
got
way.
nothing now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Plenty of it.
No, she's
Well,
got.
no.
She's going to get new accommodations.
She'll
Yes,
have no
right.
accommodation.
Orange is the new
and it's
black.
not going to cost her anything.
That's
right.
right. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always
Yikes.
good to think through a plan.
Wow.
So, Well, the plan was kill him, and it worked.
Yeah.
And you don't think past that, though.
Yeah.
So the public outcry continues to grow in Attleboro about Capron Park Zoo.
Yeah,
they had
that.
more
Yeah.
people protesting against it. There was a crowded public meeting last week. Hundreds of people are showing up for this thing, including city councilors and school committee members. They staged a rally yesterday outside the zoo, citing a budget deficit. Mayor Kathleen DeSimone, who I'm told this will be her last term, according to
whether she wants it or
whether
not.
she wants it or not.
Yeah.
Talking to people because my brother lives in Attleboro. What do you think? Well, but she's not up for re-election this year.
Oh, she's
That's
not?
another. Yeah,
Oh,
she's
so
in power for another year and a half.
Year and a half.
Yeah. They're just on an off year. She announced her decision to close the zoo earlier this month. However, she now says it will remain open for the time being and that its ultimate fate will be in the hands of the city council. Ooh, seems to be backing down a little bit.
Yeah.
And the city council doesn't want it to close.
They don't want it. But to your point about that lion,
Yeah.
he does look sad.
He does look sad.
They've been showing the picture of him, and he looks like,
I mean, the thing is,
he
I'm
doesn't
sure
look, like
it's
a
like 50
proud-
feet by like 100 feet cage.
Yeah.
It's
He
lousy.
He doesn't look like a proud lion.
No,
like,
I
and
can't
he's
move
growling,
around.
and it's like he just roar.
Yeah.
But he looks like a whipped puppy dog.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
looks sad.
And the other problem is, Stephen, I don't know if you've heard this, is they think, well, we'll just reach out to Roger Williams Zoo, and we'll reach out to Southwick Zoo. They're nearby. Can you take these animals? The answer is no. Because do you know why?
I don't know why.
The animals are too old.
Well, the expense of the vets.
Yeah.
Yeah, vet bills.
My brother gave me this information. He got it from somebody in Attleboro. 70% of all the animals there are like over 65 years old in human form. So they've got senior citizen animals there, and none of the zoos want to take on old animals.
Yeah.
They're going to be sick, they're going to die, and then we have to take care of them when they die, and we don't want to do that. Well, I can understand their position of why they don't want to do this. So now they're kind of stuck. I wish the lion would go
those
someplace
preserves that she's wanting to create. They do have those preserves that would take animals that are,
it would seem
older.
that the Capron Park would need a lot of renovation to be a wildlife preserve.
Well, that's
they
what
want
I
to
mean.
be a wildlife rehabilitation center.
Yeah, but that
is
still
that
has
the
to
same
be.
thing?
That still has
Maybe
to be.
something like that, but I think you would need more
But
space.
that's still, if you're going to
because
rehab.
to rehabilitate someone, they have to have more than a 10 by 10 area.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You still need a good
Good area.
space,
Right.
And that's why those places that do take the older abandoned animals or that have been abused or whatever, they have. If you've seen them, they're very spacious.
Yes.
And and it lets them just enjoy their freedom to roam a bit in their old age.
But this is far from over.
No, I
Attleboro.
get it that but that you were right when he does. If a lion can look sad,
Hey, this one
he
looks
does.
sad.
He looks. Yeah, and he was doing a roar and it's like.
Yeah.
Meow.
And he's old, too.
I know he's old. How old is he doing? What's his name, anyways?
I don't know what his name is.
Do you know his name?
I thought he was 16 years old, but
Well, I don't think they live in human. Yeah,
but I don't know what that is in
That's
in
pretty
human
old.
years. It is old for a lion. I'm just told that the mayor's come under scrutiny for other things. One was just recently with the blizzard and Attleboro's ineptness to clear the streets.
Well, that was a common theme in a lot of communities.
Well,
But it was okay in other. They were pointing to other communities that got it done. Well, why we couldn't get it done? And there was another issue with the water department, and the buck stops here kind of thing.
Well,
and
it does.
someone left a
Yeah.
tap on somewhere in the water department and drained something. So,
Yeah.
so she's had her issues in Attleboro, so she might not be around too much longer. People have called for her to resign already.
Really?
Yeah, just stop and get out. But she's not going to do that. The other thing I heard, and this is complete rumor, I think, about why did she come out now and want to close the zoo? It's because she has a daughter who I think is a teenager, but she's one of the daughter is one of those people that hate all zoos. And there are those people out there
Yeah.
that hate all
Well,
zoos.
Yeah.
And so she's one
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
I don't like this zoo. It really should be closed. And so the mother is actually doing what the daughter wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see if any truth comes to that.
Well, most people that are, into animals would agree with that daughter.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program, but more coming up. And we're going to take a look at the weather forecast being brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Cloudy skies today, becoming mostly sunny later with a high of 69 degrees. Showers and thunderstorms are likely, and 1/4 inch of rain is possible, with winds from the southwest up to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, overnight low of 46. Wednesday's weather, 60% chance of showers likely, mostly cloudy, high near 70. Thursday, cloudy skies, high of 42. Friday, light and variable winds with mostly cloudy skies and a high of 64 on Good Friday, windy with winds up to 25 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly cloudy skies, high of 70. Easter Sunday, mostly cloudy, high of 68, with south wind up to 15 miles per hour and a slight chance of a shower. Monday, mostly cloudy skies, high of 54 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street. Cloudy skies right now, no rain, 54 degrees. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has led inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at crohnscolitisfoundation.org.
Are you looking for solutions to meet your business banking needs? At Milford Federal, the longest standing community bank in the area, they offer customized solutions for commercial lending, cash management, online banking, and payment processing services. Their business banking team is committed to the growth and success of your business with local decision making and a relationship-based approach. Let Milford Federal be your banking partner. Visit them at milfordfederal.com today. Milford Federal Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, and MLS number 465956.
The tradition continues at the Broaster House, 263 Pond Street in Woonsocket. Great food, excellent choices. Enjoy family-style chicken or broasted chicken. 4, 6, 8, 12 pieces, plus great entrees like broasted pork chops, ribeye steak, and more. The Broaster House is also noted for its seafood, English fish and chips or broasted fish and chips. Other seafood favorites include fried scallops and butterfly or baked stuffed shrimp. Check out their takeout, catering, and children's menu. The Broaster House, Pond Street, Woonsocket, 762-1717. Player alert! Get ready to cross off another sponsor square on game card number 1 of the Valley Breeze ON Radio Squares game. Cross off sponsor square Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center. And after you mark off the Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center square, if you've marked off 5 sponsor squares in a straight line, up, down, horizontally, or diagonally, what you do is you phone ON Radio right away then at 762-1240 and register your line and qualify for an invitation to be one of the only 40 listeners who will play in our championship game on Saturday, April 25th for the grand prize of your choice of $300 cash or $500 in Rhode Island lottery tickets. The sponsor square to mark off this time is Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center.
It's the worldwide sound of ON Radio.
Here we are on the Coffee and program. My name is Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us. Steve Healy's here, and Linda Tebow's here as well. And I found this story amusing. I don't know if you heard about it, but there was a 500,000 pieces of Kit Kat bars that were going from Italy in a truck to Poland, and someone stole it. It's been heisted.
Yeah.
And they're not sure quite where it is. Nestle has had to come out and say the world's supply of Kit Kats, it being Easter coming down, Kit Kat chocolate bars is not being impacted after a big heist last week. Now, I bring it up only because they posted, the Kit Kat people posted online on X that this has happened and we're working on it, and there's no real big issue going on with this. So. I bring it up because Domino's, in an effort to be funny, came up with the same kind of post saying, we feel sorry for what happened to the Kit Kat people. We hope this doesn't happen with us. We hope you guys get back on your feet right away. But the final paragraph said that, by the way, Domino's is introducing a new Kit Kat pizza.
Wonder where that truck went to.
I'm like, all right, someone's really,
I don't think
That's
I
a
like
good
the
one.
Kit Kat.
someone's really thinking at
Domino's.
At Domino's
Yeah,
right there.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
there we go.
Yeah.
So Linda, more health news. Not that that
Yes.
wasn't health news, but anyway, for the past 40 years, if you had a heart attack, you were often prescribed beta blockers for life to protect your heart. Okay, but the American College of Cardiology and Heart Association guidelines now say that it's safe for low-risk patients to stop taking those drugs after a year or two. Were you on beta blockers for the rest of your life?
It used to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now they're saying now you only need it for a year or two.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
Beta blockers.
I'm not familiar with that. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Beta blockers are medications that lower blood pressure and slow the heartbeat. The problem is they often cause annoying side effects like dizziness, fatigue,
Yeah.
dry mouth,
Yeah.
or eyes.
Yeah.
Health experts say if you think you're low risk for another heart attack, see your cardiologist
Yeah.
for a checkup and don't try to ditch beta blockers on your own.
Well, please don't.
Don't go self-prescribe.
Please don't.
Cold turkey, no.
No, check with the doctor.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. But it's true. Every medicine that you take has side effects. Everyone. And so, I'm sure the people that are doing this research are very learned. And,
Well, you would think the American College of
Well, of course.
Cardiology and
No,
Heart
that's what I-
Association
no,
knows
that-
what they're doing.
Well, exactly. But certainly don't do that on your own. You need to check in with
Right.
your own cardiologist because each person is different.
Oh,
you
right,
know.
right. But good news if you take this stuff.
Well, yes.
And it's been over
Yeah,
a couple of years
yeah.
since you've had a heart attack
Exactly,
that you don't have to
exactly, yeah.
do it anymore. So that's good. Okay, we got another story here, and sometimes I just don't believe the stories that we get in. Like literally don't believe them. The healthiest places to live in the United States are both in California. See, Dave doesn't agree with this either.
What?
And according to Wallet Hub, and I shake my head, San Francisco is the healthiest city in the country, and I just can't believe that. All right?
Based on what?
Well, they looked up factors including healthcare access, diet, fitness, and green space.
Yeah, but
San Francisco had the top score in healthy eating and in parks. I really have a hard time believing this.
no, yeah.
I don't think they did a full
Yeah.
a full survey.
Yeah. I mean, I can get,
San Francisco's a lovely city, has a lot of history, a lot of architecture.
Yeah, but
it's very expensive.
yeah.
Oh yeah, very very expensive to live out there. Now the second healthiest city is San Diego. Now that I can believe. If you've ever been to San Diego,
It's beautiful.
San Diego is very nice. So I'm like, okay, I'm okay on that. Irvine, California, Los Angeles, Oakland, San Jose, and Fremont were all in the top 20. So I can't believe that about Oakland either, which is next to San Francisco. And the other places I don't know about, but coming at the bottom, Brownsville, Texas,
Brownsville.
picked as the least healthiest city in the U.S.
Why?
It doesn't. Well,
It doesn't
they
give-
don't do well on
they
the
don't.
on the lookups of the healthcare access, diet, fitness, green spaces.
So we don't know where we landed in there. Rhode
We're
Island?
we're somewhere in the middle there, Steve. So
Yeah.
That would be the first, never be the last.
Okay.
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I used to tell my son that when he went to hockey practice, because you would line up to do drills. I said, "Don't be first in case you don't know what exactly you're supposed to do. Be in the middle. That way you can watch the other kids to see what they're doing.
Right.
And if they're doing it wrong, the coach is going to yell. That way you can do it right. Don't be last either. So that kind of thing. So all right, there you go. Does anyone still watch Grey's Anatomy?
No.
Did you ever watch Grey's Anatomy?
Yes.
I got a color TV.
That's funny, Dave.
I never did.
They're getting their 23rd season.
Wow.
I can't believe it's been on that long. I watched it at the beginning.
I did too.
Yeah, it was-
When I used to watch TV a lot.
It was clever and it was fun to watch. But then everybody I knew quit,
Or passed away.
or they passed away. That's right. One just passed away, and they said, and then the characters are killed off, and then you feel sad, and then new people had to come in, and it's like, So go well. But wow, well, good for the show. I think, is it Ellen Pompeo? I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Yes.
Meredith, right?
Yes.
Meredith Grey. Yeah, I think she's still on the show.
Wow.
She's got to be the head of the hospital by now.
I know. She's ready to retire.
Yeah,
23 years is a good run.
You would think so. All right. All right. Since we're coming into April, I keep getting these mixed up. Kentucky Derby. May. They're the first weekend in May, right?
Yes,
First
I believe so.
Saturday in-
Yes.
First Saturday in
first
May.
Saturday
Okay.
in May.
Sometimes
Usually
I get
rains too.
Sometimes I get it mixed up with the Indy 500.
Oh, okay.
That's always Memorial. That's always the last.
Memorial.
That's Memorial.
That's
All
Memorial
right.
Day. Yeah.
Well, since we're coming into April and it is in May, okay, you got to do things ahead of time. And the 2026 Kentucky Derby Festival Queen has been crowned. I didn't even know they had one.
I'm sure she's got a big hat.
During the 68th annual Phillies Derby Ball last weekend, Tanya Vergara Gongora was crowned as this year's queen. She's a junior at Bellarmine University and majoring in marketing. She and the royal court will attend all Kentucky Derby Festival events. The Kentucky Derby takes place, if I just read the whole thing, I'll know when it is.
Yeah.
May 2nd this year, in case you're wondering. And, all right, which leads me, anyone ever been to the Kentucky Derby?
No.
Linda?
No.
Steve? No?
Closest I've come is we have it at the senior center.
Right, exactly.
Well, I don't think it's quite the same
Yeah.
No,
No.
but that's the closest I got.
as being...
But I watch it every year.
Oh, well, okay.
I watch it every year.
You know there's more than one race, right? There's more than one race.
Oh, yes,
At
I
the
know.
Kentucky Derby. There's
I
quite a
know.
few. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Some people
yeah,
think there's just that
we
one race at
watch
the
it.
end.
No.
My mother used to love to watch the
Yeah?
Derby, so yeah.
All right. Well, I have known people that have gone. They're not up in the crowd, up in the grandstands with the big hats and the mint juleps,
Right.
with the beautiful people. They're down on the infield. Wow. It is a drunk fest.
I'm sure
down
it is.
down there. It's,
Well, have you ever had a mint julep?
I'm sure it is. I've never had a mint julep. What's in it?
Julep.
Bourbon.
Bourbon.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And mint. Okay.
And a simple sugar.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like
and
a.
they're very smooth.
Are they? Oh, well, good. Well, it's kind of like going to a football game. So I guess the races started like around noon, and so drinking starts around 9.
Right.
And the last race
Tailgating,
the
yeah.
last race runs at like 6:30.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
it's all day debauchery down there on the infield. All right, so there you go. Let's see. Let's see. Ooh, up in Boston, the Union Oyster House restaurant is one of the most legendary restaurants in the world, according to a website called TasteAtlas.com. The Union Oyster House opened in 1826. And a building which is located on the Freedom Trail, it dates back to pre-revolutionary days. Taste Atlas says the Union Oyster House has the best clam chowder in the United States, and is also famous for dishes including fried oysters, clams casino, lobster, and cornbread. I've heard of it, never been there.
No,
Correct.
never been.
Like everybody, like everybody else. Best in the United States. Well, I don't know. I've had some pretty good clam chowder around here, and I've had some pretty good clam chowder in Maine.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm sure Boston has their good, but it's kind of
Well,
tough to
maybe we have
beat
to go on a
Maine.
field trip.
but
We'll have some
field trip.
cornbread
There you go.
and some
Cornbread.
chowder.
I've never thought to have cornbread with clam chowder. Is that a thing?
You can have cornbread with everything.
Can you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like cornbread with chowder.
No,
No, I don't. Do you?
I've never put the two together.
Me neither.
I didn't think it was a thing.
Well, not together, but
I guess you just order it as a side.
Same, yeah. I don't know.
No, I
Like
think
clam cakes with chowder.
that's a good thing.
That's a good. That's
okay.
and cornbread.
All right. All right.
Crackers too.
Oyster crackers.
Yeah.
Oyster crackers.
All right. Let's see now. The Alaska Raptor Center released 11 eagles into the wild.
Yay.
So that's nice.
They rehab.
Yeah, they rehabbed the birds. The birds were brought to the center after being found in the wild with various injuries ranging from gunshot wounds to lead poisoning. And they were able to make them come back to health.
Yeah.
The Alaska Raptor Center works with the Bird and Learning Center in Anchorage and Alaska Wild Bird in Palmer, Alaska. The release is part of the center's annual Spring Eagle release. Nice. 13 were let go. That's great. All right, break time once again here on the Coffee and Program. More coming your way. We ask you to please stick around.
They say in business you don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, we must know a thing or two at the Carew Investment Group because we've been in the business since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We look for opportunities that we expect to go up in value not every day, but over time. And we take our responsibilities seriously and always place our clients first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call Paul or Ed at 765-8880. Our office is located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island, and we'd love to meet you and see if we can help you with your investing journey. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
OM 1240.
And now here's a word about the Friday edition of Do You Remember?
Gary? Yeah.
Fun day.
Yeah, if it's Friday, fun day when I'm here, because you have no sense of humor.
You want me to speak? Because you never let me give a chance to speak on Fridays.
Well, I'll give you this time right now.
All right.
Exactly.
If you want to hear some brilliant commentary, listen to the show when Steve's not there.
But if you want to have fun and a great start to your day,
Friday's the day.
Do You Remember? With Gary Smith and the crew at 9 in the morning, Tuesday through Fridays, especially Fridays, on ON Radio.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
ON AM and FM.
All right, Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Steve Healy and Linda Tebow. Other things going on. As you know, the baseball season has started.
Yes. Did you watch the game last night?
Yes, for up until the sixth inning. I said, well, they're going to lose.
Well,
And they did.
5-0. I went to bed.
Yeah.
That's Suarez.
Did nothing. Yeah. I'm like,
didn't
I thought
pay a
you're
lot of
supposed to be
money.
great.
Yeah. I kept saying 2 home
Season's
runs.
young.
It is young. I see. You can't get too
but I mean,
too
they
angry.
Paid a lot of money for him, didn't we?
But but right off the bat, I'm not happy with him, and I'm not happy with Sonny Gray. He's the guy that pitched the second game of the year and did lousy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought we got our pitching better.
Well, I did too. When they Suarez, they were making a big.
Oh, I know. But the reason I'm bringing up the thing, baseball season, is because we got the new ABS where the batters can challenge and the pitchers can challenge and the catchers can challenge.
Yeah.
Well, the Minnesota Twins manager, Derek Shelton, he's in the record books. The newly hired Minnesota manager became the first manager ejected for dispute over the new strike zone challenge system. See, this was supposed to stop
exactly.
arguments because the computer is telling us whether it's a ball or a strike.
Right, exactly.
Why you can't argue with the computer?
Yeah, right.
Well,
But
I guess someone chooses to.
He chose to. Shelton argued Baltimore pitcher Ryan Helsley was late when he sought a challenge to a called ball on a full count. You're supposed to have like 2 seconds.
Yeah, right.
To make all right, and not wait longer.
Yeah.
The Orioles won the challenge, and the call was reversed to a strike. Shelton became livid, contending that Healy didn't tap his cap quick enough. Okay, he's not questioning the call.
No.
He's questioning the length,
The
of,
length of
time.
time,
Okay.
yeah.
He didn't tap his cap quick enough to initiate a challenge. It's really up to the umpire whether or not he wants to do that or not. When the manager continued to argue his point, he was ejected for the first time as the Twins manager. This is the first season that MLB hitters, catchers, and pitchers can challenge an umpire's calls for balls and strikes.
Yeah. It's interesting, but we can still see the square.
Yes, we can,
but they said
the broadcasters can't.
The broadcasters can't see the square.
Yeah, and that's an MLB rule. And do you know why?
Why?
They explained it. They said they're worried that someone in the broadcast booth, a little on the unscrupulous side, will start sending messages to the team.
Oh, okay.
Someone's
cheating. Yeah,
it's cheating is what they're worried about. So I'm like, well, okay. Well, as long as we get to see it,
right?
So the only time they see the square,
you can be
we can see.
that's fine.
No, we can say, hey, look at that.
Yeah, that's right. So the only time they see the square is when the challenge actually comes up,
Yeah.
and you see the ball come in and whether or
you
not it
can
hits
see
the
it.
square.
You can see it
or not.
yeah.
So
and
that's
it's really. I mean, there was one call. I mean, it was just.
Oh, it was like 0.1
You know,
inch
just this little
off.
bit,
It's like, well,
teeny bit,
it's
yeah,
a
teeny
ball.
bit, yeah.
So you
Yeah.
yep, okay. So but
But
that's
yeah,
funny.
Suarez, I was not impressed.
Not
I was-
yet. Not in the first outing.
You know, when they made such a big deal when they bought him,
Bought
they
him.
do buy it. Well, you know what I mean.
I know,
when
they traded for him.
When they
they signed him, yeah.
When they got him, let's say that, and
Signed
and
him.
Yeah, whatever. And you know, and then I'm like, and he didn't 3 innings.
Oh, I think he went four and a third,
big,
maybe.
big whoop.
Yeah, but I
You
know.
know,
But he gave up 4 runs and
two
seven
home runs.
seven hits and 2 home runs.
runs.
Yeah.
You know,
It was garbage.
I was like,
I'm like,
whoa.
oh gosh.
Whatever we paid, was it worth it?
I was trying, like Steve said, you know, I was trying to keep my composure.
Yeah.
It's only the 4th game.
Yeah.
Right.
It's we're you know,
Yeah.
maybe he's got to come around. I'm like, but right off the bat, I said,
Yeah.
you know, because I think we got.
But remember Sales too? I mean, everybody
Yes.
made a big whoop about him too.
But we also looked at Garrett Crochet,
Crochet,
who
yeah.
had a great first game.
Yes.
Okay, follow him.
Yeah.
And do what he did.
Yeah.
And you're not.
Yeah.
And I'm also a little concerned about the bats and how no one's hitting.
Well,
When
that
I think when
too.
I went to bed, they had 8 strikeouts. I'm like,
Yeah. Well,
like,
I
oh.
think they had 2 hits. When I went to bed, it was
Yeah.
5-0. I said, I'm going to bed.
they actually got a run. They lost 8-1.
Oh, they did.
I don't know how they got a run.
8
But
to
yeah. So,
8?
yeah,
Oh,
pretty
my God.
bad. All right.
does not bode well. Well, it's just the beginning.
No, but it is
Yeah,
just the beginning,
it's
so we
just the
can't
beginning.
you can't get
Okay.
too worried.
Yeah.
Stock, you know, look at it in June, and that's okay. Where are we?
All right.
and
okay.
then we start getting
All right. We'll be patient.
trying to be. All right, we have another unruly passenger on a flight.
Say it's not so.
It happened. Passengers in custody making threats during an outburst on board an American Airlines flight that was leaving JFK in New York. They were going to Chicago on Sunday. The flight had to be diverted to Detroit after passengers say the man threatened to kill people on the plane and went on a rant during a loud outburst. Flyers then had to take a bus and then board another plane. Passengers arrived in Chicago about 9 hours after the flight was originally scheduled to land. How annoying is that?
I mean, with all the lines at TSA, you
Yeah.
get through that. Can't you just
Yeah.
keep your mouth shut while you're
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
plane? Have your
Really?
outburst before you get on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, have it in the terminal. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they won't let you on the plane.
Well, that's right. But you know,
That's just as well if you're going to have an
Well,
outburst on the
that's
plane.
exactly.
but 9 hours is a really long time. And what if you're going to a wedding, or you got a meeting or something? And well, I know it's Sunday, but
Church.
you know, 9 hours is a long time to be late.
Sure is.
That's just incredible. All right, this is so funny. A driver down in Georgia was arrested. He's behind bars because his car ran out of gas while the authorities were chasing him.
Couldn't afford the gas.
I can't stop and pull over and get more gas. They're right behind me. That's funny.
That's precious.
Georgia State Police says they were able to arrest the driver of a Dodge Charger after the car ran out of fuel and the driver and the passenger got out of the car. Authorities say the Charger had been street racing and was also seen driving on the wrong side of the road without headlights on.
Oh, wow.
Police also say the driver was under the influence of drugs
Oh.
when he was arrested.
Let us count the ways while you're in trouble.
It's just so we just keep ticking off the boxes. But that's usually sometimes you'll see the cops, they throw out the spike sticks to try to get them to stop.
You
and
didn't
things
have
like that. We don't have to in this
Butter.
case.
Done.
Hey, he's slowing down. Why is he slowing down? So that's pretty funny. Is that just ran out of gas.
See the look on their faces when they realize, like, just go out and like, okay.
I ran out of gas.
You have to laugh at that. The cops.
That one's funny.
That was a good one.
Yeah. All right. Down in New Jersey, the folks who run the Bridgeport Motorsports Park aren't saying much about the chaos that ensued last Sunday because of their mass texting alert. They advertised a car import expo and music fest on the Speedway calendar and weren't prepared for the thousands of people who turned out. It's almost like it's a mini Woodstock.
Wow.
We didn't think 100,000 people were coming. So yeah, there was pandemonium. So they sent out a text notification that said, Immediate dispersal alert. How do they get everybody's number?
Yeah.
Airdrop?
I don't know how that works. All right. Car aficionados from across South Jersey, Philadelphia, and Delaware were still on the way when they got that message that caused major traffic jams and a car crash on their Route 295 in New Jersey, not our Route 295.
Wow.
Too many people showed up.
Too many people.
They must have had some good giveaways.
Wow.
Well, you don't know what the bands are that are playing, so maybe they're coming to see the music. People love these car shows. Ask Bruce Palmer, ask Steve Peluso, ask Gary Smith. They love going to these car show things, and just too many people came out. I wonder if anybody turned around and went back and said, "All right, we won't go."
Yeah.
But it just caused mayhem on the highways.
Wow.
But how do you send out, unless you send it to the authorities and say, can you send out a mass text to everybody? Kind of like when we get a weather
An emergency alert. Yeah.
kind of thing. So everybody gets it.
Yeah, an emergency
No matter
alert,
where you are. I mean, you're sitting at home watching the Red Sox. Don't go on 295. Right. Okay. I'm not there now, and I guess I won't head that way.
Going, right.
So, wow. There you go. All right. We had the situation where down in Providence where the man decided to hit the other guy with the axe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, some people still have guns. And police in Illinois are investigating after someone pulled out a gun. This was because of a parking spot dispute.
You know.
And yeah, it's frustrating. If someone steals you think someone has stolen your parking spot. You were waiting for it, waiting for someone to pull out, and someone squeaks in.
I know. But
Sure, it's annoying. I get it. But to shoot somebody over it? Well, he pulled out a gun. Doesn't say he shot. The Decatur Police Department says an argument broke out last Thursday between two men in one car and a man and a woman in the other car. The man with the woman pulled out a gun, pointed it at one of the victims. So the two men walked away. But the armed man followed them. And he actually cocked the gun, too.
Wow.
Police are trying to identify the armed suspect. I guess he turned around at some point, got back in his car, and took off. But yeah.
Where did that happen again?
Illinois. So not around here, but geez, when you well, I guess the two men. It sounds like the two men are the ones that got the parking spot, and the man and the woman, they're the ones that got screwed out of the parking lot. So I'm coming after you, pointing guns and cocking the gun. Hey, that's one step away from getting shot.
It sure is.
Whole different world out there.
It is, yeah. Wow. So, all right. Let's see. Anything else? What else is happening in this world? Crazy world. Well, we had a comedian that passed away. Alex Duong, Duong. I have not heard of this man. 42 years old. He had a rare form of cancer. He worked as a stand-up. He also had a number of TV credits under his belt, including Dexter and Blue Bloods. I know Blue Bloods. I've seen some of those shows. The cancer was diagnosed late last year after Duong got a headache, and before long he owed more than $40,000 in medical debt.
Wow.
Yikes. The cause of his cancer remains unknown because it's so rare. They don't even say what kind it is.
Wow.
Brain cancer. Yeah. Well, I would say so if he's getting headaches.
Well, he had a headache, perhaps. Yeah.
And so people come and they complain about the cell phones and holding it up to your ear for so long. The stuff coming out of the phone is infiltrating your brain.
Yeah. Right.
And so some people say that's the cause of all this.
Earpods too. They were talking about.
Yeah.
Is that a problem too?
Yeah.
They admit stuff as well?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. You know what bugs me about AirPods? This shows my age. I find it amazing that retail establishments allow their employees to have them in while they're working.
And they do.
But you as the customer, you don't know if they have them on.
Right.
But they're just in. So you never know if you try to get someone's attention. Maybe you can't get it because they're listening to something
they're
else.
They're not listening to the people.
So,
right.
But if they have them in and don't have them on, why do you have them in?
Right.
What's the point of that? Have these things become a fashion statement? I ask that seriously, though. Maybe they have.
No, perhaps. Look at me. I'm in the know. Look at
And you're not cool.
Yeah.
Unless you have those white ear things in.
Yeah.
I'm not cool. I only have one. I can't find the other one.
You only hear half the song that way.
I'm not cool at all because I don't have any of the above.
Yeah, so I'm not getting any radiation into my head yet because I've lost it.
I don't have
It'll show
any.
up.
I had something similar to it. Not the airless, not the cordless ones. I had ones that were corded one time, but I could never get them to sit in my ears correctly. Constantly falling out. When you weren't doing anything, it would just pop out. Now they were corded, so I'd always find that. I go, this is ridiculous. So when I do wear stuff like it, I just have headphones on. They sit much better on my head and on my ears. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But so I don't need earbuds as a Christmas present or anything like that.
Yeah. No, thank you.
But you haven't seen these in like stores, like supermarkets and like a Kohl's
no, I
or
can't
a
say
Target.
That I have. No, I can't say that
Some
I have.
actually
Really?
allow them to wear them.
I mean, if you're stocking shelves and you're listening to an audiobook or you're listening, that's one thing, you know. But if you're doing direct
stocking
customer service.
Well, no, it's always people out in the shelves.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not you. I don't normally see it with the cashiers or with the customer service people. But even so, if you're out in the aisles, you might have to ask a question. Where are the shoes? You know. And now,
you might not get the right answer.
Now
Okay, in my humble opinion, going into stores asking for things.
And now you're interfering with it, listening to music.
Well,
So,
I can't say that I've had that experience.
all right.
No.
Look around
I'm gonna
next
check.
time.
I'll
Look
check.
around next time
I'm
to see
I'm
of the
gonna-
workers
Report when it's
All right.
who's wearing earbuds, and if you are you listening to anything? And if you're not, why do you have them in? All right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in, everyone. Always appreciated. Linda Tebow, thanks for being here.
My pleasure as always.
All right, and Steve Healy, thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
All righty. And we hope AJ Brissett can join us next week
Yes, we
here
do.
on the Coffee and Program. This is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day.
Oh, he didn't send
No,
us his
no
word
words of wisdom. No words of wisdom today on the on
Make
Coffee
something
and
up.
and no make something
Okay.
up.
All right,
Don't
so
take any wooden nickels. There
Words
you
of
go.
wisdom.
All right, go ahead.
Be happy, be kind, and be safe.
All right, very good.
All right.
I like it. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember's coming up after the 9 o'clock news?
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.